Hello friends and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called SQL Developer Tips, and here we learn how to export query output as JSON in SQL Developer. All right, so what is a JSON file? Okay, let me just put it in here. It is a text file that contains data in JSON format. So what is JSON? JSON is an acronym which stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and JSON files are used to store data in a structured, readable, and lightweight way. All right. So if you're in the industry, in the IT industry, and using some web applications, then you might have heard of either JSON or XML files being used for data exchange or things like that. Okay. Now let's execute the query in SQL. Select asterisk from employees and look at the typical SQL output. So if we do a query, the output will be like this. It's in a grid, it's in a tabular format consisting of columns and rows. That is the usual. But in this video, we'll be learning how to present, display, or output this SQL execution in JSON format. So this is the default. So the first way we can do outputting an SQL execution into a JSON format is by doing this. First, after you execute the query, in SQL Developer especially, then you right click anywhere on the grid, anywhere here, and then right click, click on export, and then here in the field called format, there's a drop down, there's a comma box, you can call it comma box drop down. You drop it down and choose JSON formatted. There are two of these. One is JSON, the other one is JSON formatted. If you choose JSON, it will display the output in a long single line. So you better choose the one called JSON formatted. All right. Next is to specify the location of the file as well as its file name. So I will, okay, see. So, all right. So in this, you can call it dialog box. The two things you need to specify are in the format field, you choose JSON formatted, and then the file, you can specify the folder path as well as the file name. After that, you can just click on next, which is somewhere below this. You cannot see it. Click on the next button, and then you can click on the finish button. Okay, as if nothing happened, but we can verify that by going to the location of the file that we have specified. So I'm already there. I've opened the folder for that. So here, C demo SQL, that's the location. And you right click on this, file here, JSON formatted output. You can right click on that, and then you can edit it in whatever is your preferred text editor. And now you see that the file has been generated, right? And it is in JSON format. It's in JSON format. Okay. So that's the first way you can output your SQL execution or SQL output be formatted in a JSON format, right? Okay, that's one. The second way we can do that is by doing some settings in SQL, which is something you can also do in SQL Plus, because right now we're using SQL Developer. Okay. To make this work in SQL Developer, this must be run as a script. Okay, so the first one we did was to do an export to a file. The second one is not exporting to a file. So we have this bit of command in here. Before executing the select statement, you execute this set SQL format JSON formatted. Okay, so this is just a command to prepare the settings internally so that once the SQL engine executes this select statement, then it shall have already prepared the format and in JSON format. And okay, so to execute this, if I will just execute this in a normal way, then you will not see the difference. All right, there is nothing there. So what you would do is once you put your mouse on any of this, anywhere in this bunch of commands in here, anywhere, you can click on the second toolbar button, which is labeled Run Script. Okay, so you can click on the second button, or you can also click on F5. And now you see the difference. So the output is not in a grid format, but it is in its own sheet, which has the output entirely in JSON format, which is very similar. In fact, exactly the same as the one we have seen earlier, the output which was placed in a text file. So if you go down in page, you see it's a JSON format, which is simply another way of presenting the output. This becomes sometimes in your line of work, you may find they need the output to be in JSON format, just so it is ready to be loaded somewhere else. It could be an ETL, any kind of process. Okay, so thank you for watching. In this video, you've learned two ways, at least, of outputting, of showing your output of SQL execution in JSON format. First is through by exporting your output in SQL Developer. Second one is using a set command, which is to set some preferences, preferred formatting preferences. Okay, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.